Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Christopher Vogelmann. I'm a practicing chiropractor here in the North Bethesda section of Montgomery County, just outside of Washington, D.C. And although the snow hasn't stopped falling yet this wonderful weekend, I'm here to give you just a couple little tips about recovering from the snowfall, particularly tomorrow when you go out and shovel. Right now we've got about, I'd say in the neighborhood of about 12 to 13 inches. And in snowfalls of more than 12 inches, there are certain things that you really need to remember that are very important. In fact, the average snow shovel full of snow is about 16 pounds. And if you're shoveling at a rate of 12 times per minute, after 10 minutes or so, you've lifted almost 2,000 pounds, or an entire ton of snow. And there are a couple of things you need to consider when doing this. Number one, if you have any sort of underlying health conditions such as high blood pressure, high blood lipids, perhaps have a history of heart attacks, or have had some sort of heart problems in the past, snow shoveling probably isn't for you because it really is vigorous physical exercise. In fact, snow shoveling is equivalent to the moderate exercise that you might experience in an active game of singles tennis, for example. So a couple things to consider when you're shoveling snow, and we're getting tons of it right here. One thing is the type of snow shovel that you choose. There are two basic types that most of us are familiar with. One, of course, is your standard snow shovel, which tends to have a metal blade or a metal type of thing, and the other is the more ergonomically designed snow shovel, which has, as you can see here, a bent handle along the side. This is actually the preferable one because it will really save your back a lot of strain and sprain. Now, one thing to consider when you're working with snow is that the blade may become a little bit sticky. And so for that, what we actually recommend you do is to take a little bit of cooking spray, a non-stick cooking spray, and spray the blade so that the snow doesn't stick to it. It's a very simple solution, but something that will really help you a tremendous deal when you're dealing with that sticky snow. Now, in terms of back type conditions, one of the things to remember too is to take small amounts of snow when you're shoveling. There's nothing wrong with taking, say, 2 inches of snow at a time. In fact, that's probably preferable when you're in the over 12-inch type of snowfall as we're having here right now. So small strokes are probably the best. And I guess we're not having any barbecue here, so just kind of go over on the grill right now. And you can see if you take small, say 2 inches of snow, it's far less weight and it's far less strain on your back. In fact, too, you should avoid any sort of twisting motions when you're shoveling. And the most important thing is to push forward with the shovel. In fact, pushing snow is preferable to shoveling it and lifting it. And many patients who come into my office, especially during these winter seasons, will have problems associated with snow shoveling. Another thing to consider is that you are very well layered. You want to have several layers of clothing because as you get hot, you want to be able to take off a few of those layers while still protecting your core temperature. And one other thing to consider too is not to have a lot of caffeine or nicotine or any sort of stimulants before you go out, because this can actually raise your blood pressure and increase your heart rate. And finally, one thing to consider in the winter, and you may not consider this very often, is to be concerned with drinking enough water. Because dehydration with this tremendous amount of physical exercise can be a great concern. So I'd recommend drinking a couple of glasses of water before you go out and shovel snow, because you're going to find out that you'll produce a lot of sweat, that your body will heat up quite a bit, and you really want to be able to protect yourself against the dangers of dehydration. So I hope a few of these hints have helped you out. And should you require any assistance from me or need any additional information, you can reach me at area code 301-881-1110. That's 301-881-1110. Or you can reach me on the web at drvogelmann.com. That's drvogelmann.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope these hints have helped you. And stay healthy, stay energetic, and be safe out here in the winter months. Goodbye.